Jackie there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Chico?
Kyoko isn't in yet, just yet.
Okay, let me, I just spoke to her a second ago.
She's in now.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Morning, Chico.
You can go ahead and put yourself back on mute if you want.
Dan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear. I can hear.
Okay, so this is you can hear me now. I'm about to do something else. See if you can hear me.
No, we cannot hear you because you're unmuted.
It seems like it should be different. Okay,
Thank you. You can put yourself back on mute.
I'm muted.
For those of you that have just joined us, we will begin shortly. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 10th Annual Construction Summit. My name is Jackie Yumbles, your host for today's workshops, and we will have a talk back at the end of this session after the last presenter has presented their material. If you would like to participate by asking questions, you can do so by using the Q&A panel. At the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You should see Q&A. You will go ahead and click on that and then type in your information in the chat box and press the enter key. If you do not see the Q&A panel, go ahead and click on the three dots at the bottom right-hand corner. A menu will appear. You should see Q&A on that. Click on it, type in your question, and we will ask our presenters at the end of their presentation. Today, we want to make sure that you're aware of everything we're discussing with the Department of Procurement Services and how you can go about securing any of our contracts. You can take a look at the whole process from start to finish with DPS in our resource guides, our 4-volume set resource guides. We have everything in there from contract administration, incentives and programs, certification, and compliance. To get your copy, you can go to www.chicago.gov/DPS guides. Without further ado, I am going to turn my mic off and let you hear from who you've become to learn from today. the Chicago Department of Transportation. And our speakers today are Dan Burke, Managing Deputy Commissioner, and Chieko High, Deputy Commissioner. So I'm going to hand off my controls to Dan. And Dan, you should have your controls right now. You can go ahead and share your screen.
Hey, Jackie, can we see that okay?
We are perfect. You may begin.
Great, thank you. Morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here and thanks for attending. I'm Dan Burke with the Chicago Department of Transportation. I'm joined here today by Chieko High, the Deputy Commissioner for the Division of Administration. Just terrific, and our Commissioner is Gia Biaggi. We are the Chicago Department of Transportation. So our program today it's a CDOT program update, and we're going to walk through, basically give you a little highlight of what's happening from a 500-foot level, talk about a couple of things we have going right now, and then all the opportunities coming up for this year. Really excited to be here today to tell you about those. Just program overview. On a high level, this is the cost of, the orange is the cost of what the expenditures need to be to maintain all of our assets. You know, you pick the category: street resurfacing, street lights, bridge improvements, traffic signals, city facilities, or city fleet. The blue has been the city expenditures from 2015 to 2019. So you can see really quickly we were underspending in a whole lot of categories. But I'm really happy to say that there's been a lot of movement on that front. The Chicago Works $4.4 billion infrastructure bill. The first 1.7 of that bill passed City Council in November of 2017. I can't just say enough about the leadership of Mayor Lightfoot taking that bill through council in the middle of a pandemic to address these issues and to enable us to do our jobs and to really address some of these longstanding funding deficiencies there. The new 5-year Chicago Works plan is a $3.7 billion plan with $1.4 billion approved for years 1 and 2. It's need-based, data-driven, infrastructure, facilities, fleet management, not just CDOT, but we're a big portion of it. And we're also putting a lot of emphasis in that on economic development and neighborhood revitalization, and also modernization and maintenance and future-proofing things. Contracting opportunities, I think we're all here today to hear about: just street reconstruction and resurfacing, transit, streetscapes, bridge reconstruction, engineering services, whether planning, design, or construction management. At this point, let me turn it over to Deputy Commissioner Chieko High, and she's going to talk about one of the very exciting ongoing projects we have going on. Chieko?
Good morning, everyone. As Dan said, my name is Chieko High, and I'm Deputy Commissioner for the Division of Administration for CDOT. So what I'm going to talk about is the Jackson Park transportation improvements to support the Obama Presidential Center. Just for common language, when we say Obama Presidential Center, that's the actual building. That's the actual the building. The type of work that CDOT will be doing in Jackson Park will be transportation improvements that surround Jackson Park to support the Obama Presidential Center. So with that, some of the project highlights for the Jackson Park Transportation Improvement Project includes Stony Island between 64th and 59th. The type of work that we'll be doing along that will be widening and reconstructing that 64th to 59th. We also will do some improvements on DeSable Lakeshore Drive between Hayes Drive to 57. We're going to widen that as well. Another improvement will be Hayes Drive from Stony Island to Lakeshore Drive. We also will have some new pathways throughout Jackson Park. There will be 3 new underpasses, and we're also going to do some, we're going to modernize some traffic signals as well as street lights. Next slide, please. This project, it did not take, it was not a quick route. It took us about 5 years to make sure that we got this contract tight. when it comes to workforce, when it comes to contracting opportunities, and also partnerships. Our partnerships include the Park District and, of course, the Illinois Department of Transportation. So this was a collaborative effort for all entities. The scope of this project, safety is always first. So we're going to have components of safety, not only with traffic signals, but also roadways and pedestrian safety, bike safety, things of that nature. And also one of our closest partnerships to make this this opportunity what it is today is working with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership between, we call them the partnership and FH Passion. We're really gonna make sure that we meet or beat our contracting percentages for this job. And that you can find out more information about this job at our website, jacksonparkimprovements.org. Next slide. Specifically, we're going to take a deep dive on what we really did different and better on this job when it comes to workforce and contracting goals. This project is the highest ever project goal for local area residents, and that percentage is 15%. So what does that mean? That means that 15% of, it must be 15% of workforce hours performed by residents that live in that area. You can see that project area map at the bottom of the screen. 15% of people from that area will be performing work on that job. And how we're going to get it done, we're going to work with our general contractor, which is FH Passion, along with the Chicago Cook Workforce Partnership, just to be able to identify tradespeople that are able to produce on this job and who are qualified. As far as our MBE and WBE numbers, it's the highest ever. 30% will be MBE, 7% will be WBE, and 1% will be BBE. We will be working with the partnership and FH Passion, as well as the Obama Presidential Center to come together and host community events so we can hire for these jobs. Next slide. And Dan, so with this, basically, Dan, if you hit the button one more time, it will highlight bid package 1. This was already, the package 1 was awarded to FH Passion. Package 2 will be, and I think this is an opportunity that most of you are here today to hear about. So construction package 2 will be south of 64th Street in the year of 2023. And the final package, package 3, will be in 2025. Next slide. And this is an aerial view of Jackson Park. And this is basically the work area that CDOT will be improving throughout the Jackson Park area. Next slide.
All right. Thanks, Jaco. Yeah, just a lot of exciting things happening in Jackson Park to support the transportation improvements for the Obama Presidential Center. So some more, get back to some of the work we have coming out this year. We're really excited. Our 2022 Arterial Resurfacing program, there's 37.2 miles of roadways that'll be in 4 contracts. We anticipate bidding those contracts late Q2 of this year with the start in the 3rd quarter and construction and 4th quarter in 2023. Again, as usual, it will be split into 4. We split the city into 4 zones, north from city limits, north city limits to North Avenue, from North Avenue to Cermak, from Cermak to 79th, and then from 79th south to the city limits. Look for those again, hoping to get those on the street here soon. Milwaukee Avenue, Section 5, Logan Boulevard to Belmont. This is an exciting street reconstruction and streetscape project. A lot of community involvement on this and inputs, and we're seeing some really a redo and reactivation of Logan Square and the monument area. And we're looking to get this project put out to bid 3rd quarter of this year with a 2-year construction schedule on that. Lake Street, Ashland Avenue to Halsted. This is a complete reconstruction of the full Lake Street right-of-way. I believe this is the eastmost and final segment of this project. We're excited to finally get this one out to bid and going. Look for this to be bid fourth quarter of this year. Grand Avenue, Damon Avenue to Ogden Avenue will be bid. I believe this is also the final segment of the Grand Avenue reconstructions. It's a 1.0 mile in length. It's a complete reconstruction of full width of the right-of-way of Grand Avenue with a lot of architectural enhancements, lighting, traffic signals, and street reconstruction. Look for that third quarter of this year. Cermak Road, 47th at Kilbourne, vertical viaduct vertical clearance improvements. Thank you. We'll be looking to get this bid late second quarter of this year. It's a viaduct vertical clearance improvement project with a 1 year. We anticipate awarding that fourth quarter this year, and I believe there's a 12-month duration on that construction. On the transit side, State Lake Elevated Station. This is a new signature station at the corner of State and Lake Street on the loop elevated system. This was designed by Trans Systems and SOM for the Chicago Department of Transportation, cooperation with the Chicago Transit Agency. And now we are piecing together funding and looking to have this out to bid fourth quarter of this year, with construction start second quarter in 2023 and a 2-year construction schedule on that. It's going to be a transformational project. That existing station there, as many of you may know, dates from the 1890s. It points those platforms only 7 foot in width. It's the second busiest station on the CTA system. This is going to be a complete renovation and reactivation of that station, not renovation, replacement of that station with a really exciting modern 21st century transit facility. Just some more renderings and concepts on that, what it's going to look like. It's going to have a domed glass enclosure, just with a lot of beautiful new state-of-the-art amenities, and it's going to change the dynamic of that corridor as well. We worked very closely with the State Street Council and all the surrounding businesses on putting together this plan and building a coalition around it. Streetscapes. A lot of streetscapes coming out this year. We're excited to be putting these on the streets. This is Lubica Benick in our project development group, and she's extremely busy this year. These are the neighborhood type improvements that bring reconstructions of primarily business districts, the public way within business districts, and really activate and create great public spaces for people to use and to support those area businesses. This one at Lawrence Avenue, Western Avenue and Chicago River, we anticipate bidding second quarter of this year, hopefully getting it started late third quarter. Clark Street, Devon to Arthur Street streetscape, another streetscape, looking to go out with that third quarter of this year with a 1 year with the contract award in fourth quarter and a 1 year construction schedule. 111th Street, Holman to Sacramento streetscape, just some kind of exciting things. If you look at the two cross sections between the existing and what you have today and what the revised will look like, and just the activation of that space and the architectural enhancements to that community. Looking to put that one on the street second quarter of 2022 with the construction start in third quarter and a 1 year construction schedule on that as well. Lincoln Avenue Streetscapes, Section 1, Catalpa to Foster Avenue. This is, I believe there's 3 segments in this. This is the first of those 3 segments. This will be bid third quarter of 2022 with fourth quarter start and again, a 1 year construction schedule. Invest Southwest Chicago, Commercial Avenue, Section 1, corridor improvements. This is 90th Street to 92nd, corridor improvements, 90th Street to 92nd Street. This will be bid third quarter of this year, hopefully awarded fourth with a 1 year construction schedule as well. Lubica and our team are working very aggressively to finish up, get community input on these, and work through the design and get these put up on the street for bids. Invest Southwest Austin, Chicago Avenue, corridor improvements, Austin Boulevard to Central Avenue. This one is there's been a lot of planning process and community input on this as well. We are excited to be bringing this one to fruition. This is the westernmost portion of this project, and we anticipate bidding it late third quarter of this year. West Southwest back of the yards, Ashland Avenue, Section 1 corridor improvements, 43rd to 49th Streets. As you look at that cross section of Ashland Avenue, you can see it's really a very ambitious and sort of game-changing streetscape with a lot of architectural enhancements and just placemaking and really changing the whole dynamic of that corridor. Look for that to be bid third quarter of this year. Bridge reconstructions. Canal Street Viaduct, Madison to Taylor. This is the first of four. Actually, Madison to Taylor comprises 4 sections of Canal Street that will be bid this year successively. This is a division of those. A lot of people may not realize, but Canal Street is a viaduct. It's is over the westernmost track of Union Station, both on the north train set and the south train shed. Those tracks extend out to almost the midpoint of Canal Street. It's going to be a very complex, impactful, and involved projects. More Kent on our team is the project, and Luis Benitez are managing these projects. It will be put out in 4 packages. The first will be Madison Street to Adams Street, Jackson Boulevard or Adams to Jackson Boulevard to Harrison Street, and Harrison Street to Taylor Street. Look for those 4 packages to go out starting second quarter and probably through the first or second quarter of 2023. Division Street bridges and roadway improvements, Kennedy Expressway to Cleveland Avenue. We are working through some design issues on this. We have this close this is a really exciting project. It's a complete reconstruction of that whole Division Street corridor from I-90 to Cleveland Avenue, which is just west of Clybourne. If fingers crossed things go well, we'll get this bid fourth quarter of this year with the construction start of second quarter of 2023 and a construction end in fourth quarter of 2024. Two brand new bridges in this one and a widening out and reconstruction of the street in that entire corridor. Grand Avenue Vascular Bridge repairs. This structure is double leaf trunnion style vascular, approximately 270 feet long with a roadway of 36 feet. It was originally constructed in 1914. This project is currently out to bid now. I believe there was an opening. The opening was originally scheduled for this morning, and there is an addendum that came out late yesterday or today extending that for 10 days. 31st Street Bridge over Metra CN Railroad is located in the historic Burnham Park and originally built in 1926. Both superstructure and substructure will be replaced as part of this, and deck width will be increased, and the architectural facade will be replicated on a new structure. This one is all ready to go. We're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, hoping to see this on the street in a couple weeks here. And things go well, we'll look to have that construction contract awarded third quarter of this year and construction end fourth quarter of 2023. Bridge painting contract 8. Just anyone familiar with our program knows we do a lot of bridge painting and try to keep all our structures in great condition. It's the sandblasting, cleaning, and painting of the structures. This one is for East Wacker Drive from Stetson to Field Boulevard. Second quarter this year, bid start third quarter, and it's a 1-year duration on this one as well. Bridge painting contract 11. Not sure why we're out or why the jump around the numbers on this, but I'm sure there's a good reason. But this is Lakeshore Drive from the river to the slip. This will be bid second quarter as well with a construction start in third quarter. Bridge painting contract 12. More bridge painting, just we're looking to get 106th Street over the Calumet River and South Ewing Avenue, 92nd Street over the Calumet River will be painted as part of this contract. Bid second quarter this year. Cortland Street Vascular Bridge over the north branch of the Chicago River. Looking to bid this project third quarter of 2022. This will commence with the completion. The Webster Avenue Bridge reconstruction is going on right now. Construction start fourth quarter of this year with a construction end of second quarter 2023. Indiana over the Little Calumet River, bridge rehabilitation. Just extensive repairs to that structure, bid third quarter of 2022. Fingers crossed, construction start fourth quarter and construction end in fourth quarter of 2023. Western Avenue over the sanitary chip canal just south of 31st Street. This project will bid second quarter this year and construction end, I think that's a typo, third quarter that should be third quarter 2023. Projects that we have out on the street right now, the tunnel inspection and maintenance repair services, bids are due the 25th on that project. So tomorrow, I'm hoping to get some good bids on that. If you're considering that, please sharpen your pencils and get us some good numbers. Fullerton Avenue improvements, this is essentially Streetscape street reconstruction from Narragansett to Lockwood. Bids are due there on March 28th. And then Grand Avenue bridge repairs were due today, but that bid date has been extended. At this point, I'll turn it over to Deputy Commissioner Chieko. Hi.
Thank you, Dan. As you can see, CDOT has a whole lot of work out there, and just so I want to take the opportunity just to also share with you all that for the first time ever, CDOT has target market DURs out there. Under the category for design, we have a total of 21 contracts that were awarded. And I'm sure all of you all know what the target market is. It's a makeup of a pool of only MBB and WBB firms. So again, for the Department of Transportation, we have a total of 21 DURs for design. And we also have a total of 20 contracts target market for construction management. To date, close to $60 million has been issued in task orders for design DURs, and a little over $30 million has been awarded under the target market DURs for construction management. Next screen. Thank you, Dan. And so some of the upcoming RFQs that we have coming up, as Dan mentioned, we have a lot of bridge work coming up. So we have a total of 3 bridge RFQs coming up, and we also have 1 city's underground infrastructure RFQ, as well as the State and Lake Elevated Loop CTA station, which will be phase 3, and that's slated for third quarter 2022. Some of the CM task orders that we predict will go under the target market DURs will be the accessible pedestrian signals and the central loop and citywide, as well as the Division Street bridges over the Chicago River and Canal, slated to third quarter 2022. Next slide. I think that should be.
Thank you, Chieko. Just we mentioned a lot of projects here. Admittedly, things do change as these progress. So I just wanted to tell you all, please check the CDOT buying plan. It's on the Department of Procurement Services website. Please, put that link, make that a link on your computer and check it regularly. Everything we do goes up on here, and we are pretty good. Chieko and her team are very good about getting updates from the project managers and from the Department of Procurement Services and making sure those are reflected. This is the latest and greatest information. So please, if you're interested in pursuing our work, get this link and watch it, and check in and watch it regularly. Just the second page of it, and you see everything we talked about and a lot more is on here. Ways to stay engaged, just some great things. There's 5 web links there. Please, I would encourage you all to get these from the presentation, which will be made available to you, and to utilize these to the extent possible. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Both Chieko and I are available for questions, and thank you.
This has been an awesome presentation. Thank you both, Managing Deputy Commissioner Dan Burke and Deputy Commissioner Chieko Hai. We're now going to take a few questions, and the first question is, will these streetscape projects support any smart infrastructure like LOT, Wi-Fi, broadband access, or smart signage?
Yeah, Jacob, I'll take that one. The answer is yes. There's a lot of technology baked into these streetscape projects. They will be incorporated just on the Department of Transportation side. All the new fixtures on there will be LED with the connected node tying those into the network, so we can both operate, monitor, and turn on and off those remotely. The traffic signals that are reconstructed as part of these will have the MyoVision cameras and remote signal timing adjustment capabilities, and also on the telecom is a constantly it's a very good question, and it's a constantly moving market. We are working with industry to figure out what the standard for the city will be and how those will be incorporated. So thank you for that question.
All right. For those of you that are asking the question, will this presentation or this recording be available to you? The answer is yes. Please check back at www.chicago.gov/construction, the same place where you went to sign up for these. We will have links on there with the presentation as well as the recording. The second question is, what are the channels for MBWE firms to contact existing blanket contract holders who would be the prime on these projects?
I'll take that one. That information is posted on our website. So you can always just go to our website and find out what job opportunity, what contracts have been awarded to see how you can partner with those primes. But that information is posted on our website.
And will the CDOT be considered air/surface purification systems into the transit unit themselves?
Jackie, I'm sorry, could you repeat that question? I'm not sure I understood it.
The question says, will the CDOT be considering air/surface purification systems into the transport units themselves?
Well, I'm not 100% familiar with that subject matter, but we are always looking for environmental best practices. We try to make sure everything we do is green and sustainable. And if you want to send me something on that offline, we'll certainly consider it. We're open to anything that advances the well-being of our ecosystem.
I'll definitely do that, Dan. I'll send you the email from the participant, and they can talk back and forth with you. Will there be an increase in engineering PH2 or PH3 that go out to bid outside of the pools?
So in answer to that, we're going to be utilizing both. We'll be utilizing the pools, and we'll be putting some of the larger projects out for individual RFQs on that. So yes, look for an increase in work in both in the existing DURs and in the and new RFQs as well.
For those of you that have come in late, I'm going to give you a few minutes to put your questions in the Q&A panel. Please do not use the chat panel. We only want to look at one place for the Q&As. So if you would put your questions in the Q&A panel, I will ask our speakers those questions. The next question is, will the state/lake CM be a new RFQ, or will it be a task order solicitation? Will it be target market?
Yeah, sure. Let me take that. The intent at this time, and things may change as timeframes change, but is for it to be a standalone RFQ.
Okay. And did you have more to add? I'm sorry.
No, the team is preparing and working towards issuing a standalone external RFQ on this.
Okay. Is there any opportunities available for Indian companies which provide the digital engineering solutions, like building information models for new and existing facilities? Anyone want to take that one, or do we want to take that one offline?
Yeah, Jackie, I'm sorry, I'm looking for that. I was looking for that one in the chat. I wasn't seeing it. Can I ask you to read it one more time?
Sure. They're just asking if there's any availability for Indian companies which provide the digital engineering solutions like building information models for new and existing facilities.
Well, certainly. I mean, let me just start off with Indian American firms are captured under the NBE umbrella, so we're very happy to be, do everything we can to create opportunities for them under that program. And in terms of surveying and data capture on existing facilities, yeah, I mean where that is incorporated into an existing project, I guess whether it's a survey or a bridge replacement, I think it might be particularly useful in and a lot of our stuff is historical, where you have an historical element and you want to archive and catalog that. So potentially, yes.
All right. Is the 50% of residents on particular projects only, i.e. the Obama Library?
I'll take that one. The 50% that's for all city funded jobs, all city funded projects. So that 50% applies to all city funded contracts.
Does anyone remember what the Milwaukee and Lawrence Avenue construction start schedule date was? Do we have to go back to the slides?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't, but we could, if you either look at the slides or when that firms up, we could get back to you on that.
Definitely, we can post the slides. It'll be in there, and we'll make sure we post that as soon as possible, so you have that date. Will the CDOT be? Oh, I'm sorry. One of the same ones. Will any of the projects be run through the existing JOP program?
The projects you saw presented here today were intended to be externally bid. There's a number of projects that will be going through our job order program, but they were not presented here.
For those of you that are looking for copies of the buying plan, you can find that on the DPS website page. That link is www.chicago.gov/DPS. And then look for the icon that says buying plan. Go ahead and click on it, and you can download the buying plan. I'm just looking through the questions and making sure that we're answering all of the questions. Will CDOT be considering the use of design building CMGC procurement model on future work?
The answer is yes. Design build is certainly a tool that we're aware of, and I think where it makes sense, we're open to using it.
Will there be a specific buying plan for the 2022 JOC work ran through CDOT? Did you all mention anything about that? Because other than that, we will be putting out the buying plan quarterly. So the website I just gave, you can find the most current copy of the buying plan.
Yeah, in the past, we haven't included JAC projects in the buying plan, but that's a very good point. I think we're open to it. Jackie, let's just have an internal conversation and see if that would make sense. And certainly, it's certainly something we could do.
Absolutely.
Any plans for new CM target market RFP slash RFQ? They didn't see anything in the slides, but they were just wondering.
Can you repeat the question, please?
It says, any plans for a new CM target market for RFQs slash RFPs? They didn't see anything in the slides, but they just wanted to know if you all had plans for that.
Oh, right now, our current pool of DURs does not expire for another 2 years.
Will there be any plans for, just a second. Is CDOT going to increase the use of intelligence?
Like intelligent transportation systems.
Yes,
Yeah, certainly.
transportation system.
Yeah.
Every time they say one, it bounces it up, so I have to go back to it to read it. I apologize, but yes, that's what they were asking.
Yeah, let me answer that one with a resounding yes. Yes, we have Abraham Emanuel, the Deputy Commissioner for traffic management with the Chicago Department of Transportation. He has a very ambitious program on that. He's converting corridors with ITS systems and bringing those online. We're moving forward very aggressively with those. So yes, and we're excited to be doing those.
Great. If you have any questions for our panelists, we will take our final questions now. So feel free to put them in the chat panel, the Q&A panel, and I will definitely read them off. We'll give them a few minutes, but I have just put in the chat panel where you can find the guide. Someone asked for the resource guide and the where you can find a copy of this recording. And I will also put the link for the buying plan. And I want to take a few minutes to thank our guests for today's workshop, Managing Deputy Commissioner Dan Burke and Deputy Commissioner Chiako Hai for today's workshop. We hope that you got all of your questions that you may have answered today. I'm going to stay on and put a few links in. So if you want to stay on with me and get those links for the buying plan and for our website, you can feel free to do that. I will just take a brief look to just make sure we do not have any further questions on there for our guest speakers. There's one that says, what is the timeline for the selections of the engineering shortlist, construction, engineering, and design RFQs from 2021?
Chico, if it's okay, I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the question is the master task order CM contracts. I know those selections have happened already, and that I believe we forwarded the material to the Department of Procurement Services, and the notifications and executions of those contracts should be forthcoming soon. It should be forthcoming within the next 2 or 3 months here.
Alrighty. I think that is it. No one else has put it as usual. You all answer all of the questions in your presentation, and you have answered the additional questions after your session. So I do again want to thank you for sharing that information. As you can see, that the Department of Transportation, as Chia Kohai said, has a lot of work. This is why we do the construction summit, so that you can hear about those opportunities, and we wish you luck and the best to actually contract those opportunities. So with that said, I want to thank our participants for participating. Meet us in our next workshop, which begins at 11:30. With the Department of Water Management. Thank you both and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.